I finished top 1000 in the world multiple times. Here's my top 3 best decks to crush Arena 11 and push up fast. Alright, the first deck that I want to share with you guys is going to be this RG deck. And if you do have the Evo RG, make sure to use it. It's super broken. I did some research on what players are using in Arena 11. There's a lot of Mega Knight, there's a lot of P.E.K.K.A, there's a lot of beatdown in general. And that's why I've made the best decks possible to counter all the meta decks in Arena 11 so that you guys can have maximum success with the decks that I'm going to share with you right now. So this guy did invest a lot of elixir. He has absolutely nothing right now, and our prince is going to attack his tower. His tower is getting absolutely busted, and this is why you don't want to make this mistake that this dude made right there. You never want to spam the bridge with a heavy elixir card like the Mega Knight. We're going to have the arrows as well, and that's going to fully counter the Goblin Barrel. We're off to a very good start. I have no idea what this guy's trying to do. He just played a Skeleton Army into a Lumberjack, and that's obviously a bad play. And this deck has the Tombstone as well, and the Tombstone is one of the best defensive units or defensive buildings that you guys can be using in Arena 11, just because it applies that passive pressure and it blocks an entire lane, and that's going to be super nice for you. I do have the Wizard, the Valk, and the Prince just because that's a trifecta that works super well in Arena 11. The Wizard's going to be so good defensively for you because it's going to attack anything that's going to be in the air, and it's going to do splash damage, which is exactly what you need against most Arena 11 or even Arena 12 players. He's going to play a Mega Knight right here. The Mega Knight's going to get absolutely shredded by the Wizard and the Prince. Another reason that I have the Prince in this deck is that it's getting a buff. The Prince is going to be so much better after the update. I'm going to have the Prince in 2 of my decks that I'm going to suggest for you guys to use in Arena 11. He's just going to spam the bridge, and this is something that I don't want you guys to do. And he's just spamming the Valkyrie and the Baby Dragon at the bridge. You never want to do that. So I'm just going to try to go for the 3 crown. But this deck is so defensively stable. And the big tip, or the biggest tip that I can give for this deck, is that it's a counter-attacking deck. You need to play good defense and play your cards or play your RG right after you defend, and your enemy is not going to be able to defend it. And that's how you're going to win a majority of your games. We're going to have the arrows against most pesky cards. We're going to have the Wizard against most pesky cards. And you're going to be defensively fine. Alright, the second deck that I'm going to suggest for you guys to use in Arena 11 is going to be this log bait deck. It's the ultimate log bait deck. And I do have one addition to this deck. We're going to have the Dark Goblin, which is getting a big buff right now, and you're gonna have the Skeleton Army, you're gonna have the Goblin Barrel, you're gonna have the Dark Goblin. All of these cards are super baity, and if he's gonna use a spell, he's gonna get punished like how he is getting punished right now. He used to freeze, he has absolutely nothing, and he's just gonna maybe defend the Valk. He has absolutely no elixir, guys. He has 0 elixir, and that's how he's gonna lose the tower right here. I'm gonna have to play a new game because this dude got absolutely busted. Alright guys, we're in the next game here. I absolutely love this deck just because of how much bait cards that we're gonna have in this deck. We're gonna have the newly buffed Dark Goblin, and we do have the buffed Prince as well. And this right now is the updated best deck to use in Arena 11. You're gonna have so much success with this deck. He did just use the log, so I'm gonna have to use my Dark Goblin, and he's gonna have a hard time defending, guys. He's gonna have so much trouble defending. He's super low on elixir. Whatever he does right now, he's gonna be stuck at 0 elixir. I'm gonna pressure here. He's probably at like 1 or 2 elixir, and I think he's gonna log just now, but that's super late, guys. He's sitting at 0 or just 1 elixir, and he has absolutely nothing for a Goblin Barrel. Fireball does cost 4 elixir, so he's going to play a super late Fireball. And I'm just going to keep up the relentless pressure because I know he's so low on elixir. And this dude is just struggling to defend against my relentless attack. And that's how you want to play with this log bait deck, guys. Once you identify what cards he's going to have or what counters he's going to have for your log bait deck, you're going to be completely fine. If he messes up, you can just completely press him, and he's not going to have anything. Right now, our Prince is doing so much work on the King Tower. The Hog is just going to get 1 shot on our tower. We do have the Wizard as a defensively stable unit, just because if he's going to throw a lot of bait cards at you, you're still gonna have the wizard, and he did just waste the log, so that's why I'm going in with the Goblin Barrel and the Goblin Gang. This dude is just completely struggling to defend, and he's playing the spells super bad, and that's why he's getting punished so hard right now. His tower's down to 400 damage. I think one more Goblin Barrel. He does use the log once again, and I think we're just gonna pressure right here and take his tower, and we're just gonna Valk right here, maybe take his second tower and then go for the third tower. Prince is gonna be super good. It's gonna apply so much pressure. He's gonna have absolutely nothing here, guys, and this is one of my personal favorite decks if you really like bait decks in Arena 11. Alright guys, the last and final deck that I want to share with you is going to be this double win condition deck with the Goblin Barrel and the Goblin Giant. So this deck is again defensively solid, guys. Most decks that I suggest for you guys is going to be defensively solid, and right now this guy's having a hard time just defending the Goblin Barrel push with the Valkyrie. He's going to log super late, and we're just going to get so much damage from that initial push. He's going to spam cards at the bridge. I'm going to use my Barbell and then use my Goblin Gang so that the Ice Wizard doesn't target my Goblin Gang. And we're going to defend that so well. And he's going to overspend with the Princess again. You need to be very careful about what cards he's going to have. And that can really help you figure out what cards you can play right now. He did play a super bad Ice Wizard, and I know he's super low in Elixir as well, and he's just gonna scramble a minion horde at the end, but we're gonna have the Wizard, guys. The decks that I suggest for you guys is gonna be so defensively stable. You're gonna have no problem on defense. I think if you look at the last 3 games that we played, we basically took no damage, guys, because our defense is so good. I'm gonna throw a Juke Barrel at the back. I hope he misses the log, but this dude is not even gonna respond to the Goblin Barrel. He's gonna play a super late log, and we're gonna just get so much damage from that push. I have no idea what this guy's trying to do with the Ice Wizard. We're just gonna use the Goblin. We're just gonna use the Barbell because that's gonna apply pressure, and he has to defend, or he's gonna take some damage on his left tower. Looks like this dude just loves taking damage, and we're moving into double extra time. So I'm just gonna play the Witch at the back so that we can block the lane completely, so he can't really play his E-Barbs at the bridge. And I think we can go in with the Goblin Giant plus Valkyrie because that's going to be so good. Even if he plays E-Barbs, he's not going to be able to defend the Goblin Giant. I'm going to preemptive Baby Dragon, and that's going to be super nice for us because that's going to completely kill the minion horde, and we're just going to take so much damage from the King Tower. Goblin Gang is going to be super good against the Wizard and the Princess. So this guy, I have no idea what he's trying to do. He's going to just log our tower. Super bad log because you need to save your log. He's going to press with the E-Barbs. I'm just going to use the Witch plus Barbell. I'm going to throw my Goblin Barrel on the right side tower. So even if I lose the tower on the left side, we're still going to be fine. And this dude just got completely outplayed. He just used the log. I'm going to play my Goblin Barrel. I'm going to play my Goblin Gang. And that's exactly how you have to play this deck against most players in Arena 11. Let me know if you guys like these decks and comment what you want to see next on the channel.